What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Cloud Slayer channel. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys had a great weekend. We got another Monday Ramble here. I got a quick recap for the weekend. I want to shout out to Matt and Joe. They get to hang out with those guys over there. Joe's wife, and other awesome people. Joe's wife's mom, and got to sit there and watch some Expedition Bigfoot interviews. I believe the lady's name was Maria. The guy's name was Russell, or is, my bad. And they talked about the show and some of their experiences on why they believe in Bigfoot and things like that. Pretty awesome, pretty freaking awesome. There was other cool speakers as well. A guy named Todd. I forget his last name, but he had some unique experience as well. And it was during a military exercise of they were like blowing up C4 and stuff like that. There's another gentleman, I completely forget his name, but he had like 14 different encounters through the night, so it took a while for him to get through. But it was all awesome nonetheless. Shout out to those guys. The Bigfoot calling contests were awesome. They had one for kids and one for adults. Unfortunately, the kids won. They only had one kid, but she was awesome nonetheless. That was probably the best caller I heard from both adults and children. So just want to throw that out there. It sound more realistic. Not that I know what Bigfoot sounds like, but yeah, they had like a bunch of like footprints, and like one of them had like fingerprints of how big, wide a thumb would be. One guy, he also talked about like the genitals and stuff like that, which I was like, man, this is like way out of there, way out of here, over my head. And I was like, I don't know why I had to say that, right? But it is what it is. I'm guessing they just want to throw in that fact, and things like that. So, or he did, anyways. He took it there, but yeah, I ended up going hunting. Got skunked, but we had fun. Went grouse hunting. Second time I've ever gone hunting for grouse, anyways. First time was like 2017. Results were the same. We it's all right though. There's nothing you can do about it. Sometimes you win some, you lose some. So, and we lost. But yeah, we had a lot of fun walking around the woods and driving and things like that. Yeah, so nobody got hurt and whatnot. Heard about an accident about a kid getting shot by his party because they thought he was like a squirrel or something like that, and unfortunate, right? Kid got killed. Accidents happen. You gotta be careful. Wear that orange, and don't do anything spazzy, especially when people are on edge looking to hunt. That's scary things to think about. Hopefully, if you go out with some buddies, that you're not doing some goofy stuff, and an accident like that occurs. That would suck, right? It would suck for both you and your buddy who accidentally shot you. So. But anyways, let's move on from that. And as always, everything that I ramble about here on the channel here it's purely my personal opinion. If you don't like it, which is fine, because the world, if we all liked and agreed with everything, we would be all one big happy family. But the fact of the matter is, you're going to disagree with nearly everybody in the world on something, right? At some level, you guys will find some type of disagreement, but that doesn't mean you got to hate them. Doesn't mean you got to dislike them, And so this round was going to be about a short one about getting over some differences. Who cares if Greg thinks blue is better than red, or green is the best Power Ranger in the world, or Goku's better than Vegeta or whatever, it's their personal opinion. Sure, you don't have to fight over it, like physically, or shoot somebody, or do weird stuff like that, right? You can have a friendly banter, some friendly banter, and just talk it out a little bit. And hey, maybe you'll gain a new perspective. But some people, they take it to the next level, and they're mad, and they might not want to be friends or something. But you know, if I guess if that friendship's worth it to them, they'll be your friends. And sometimes, you know, those things can lead to some pretty weird discussions, man. Some pretty weird discussions. But as long as you're trying to hashtag it out, it doesn't matter, right? Like life is too short, and stuff to have a disagreement just because of opinions on something, right? If you don't like it, simply just walk away, leave it, I think I had some instances where I'm on like Facebook, right? And there's a bunch of YouTubers, man. There's a lot of politics on the YouTube. It seems like a lot of drama. I'm just gonna go out there and say it. A lot of drama, and a lot of these guys, they talk about, oh man, the satisfying downfall of so and so or whatever, and then you're seeing everybody posting about it and how bad The Rock is, how bad Ronda Rousey is, how bad X, Y, and Z is, and they create some weird narrative of why it was like it's good for them to fall, or because they're such terrible people, and all these kind of things, right? And granted, it's a lot of people love to hate, and you find it like full effect here during these things, especially when people come out who you know have some kind of thing that they don't like about a person. Just come out and say you don't like them for whatever reason, for no reason at all, right? You don't have to create some weird reason why these are bad people. Like, to me, that's kind of ridiculous. But, I seen the one about Ronda Rousey, about how she would be like talk so much trash to her opponent, and it was like how she was, so much of this, like arrogant and all this kind of stuff. It's like, she's a fighter. She's supposed to be arrogant. She's selling fights. She's creating entertainment for people to watch, people to tune in. And at that time, everybody was tuning in, right? No, not everybody. I wouldn't say everybody, but a lot of people were. And it was a big moment, especially for like women's MMA. So whether you love her or hate her or whatever, most of the time, like, they're like, oh, she talked about Misha Tate or whoever, and like in her face for this, and they fail to realize, like, some of these people, they started those things at the time. They started the trash talk, so she trash talked back. There was a lot of instances where she was, she showed that she was humble. But when somebody talks trash about you, you're gonna talk trash back. It's a fight. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Sure, you can say that she got overconfident on her standing up and trying to bang with Holly Holm, who was a world-class boxer. And I called it, and I wasn't a hater at the time. I'm a big Ronda Rousey fan, and yeah, a girl I was dating once, like, you're a hater? Like, dude, you just started following Ronda Rousey. I've been watching her all through Strikeforce. I've seen her practice judo and things. I don't think you understand that I'm an actual fan, Like, you just started because you see her on TV being successful for now. And then she ended up getting knocked out by Holly Holm with a head kick. Almost took her head off. I was like, oh man, I hated to be right, because it wasn't that she was refusing. I think what is that? You get told that your stand up is really good, so you should just stand up, and you don't focus on some of the other things that got you there, that got you to that level, and that's what I was seeing at that time. And she ended up losing her title. A year later, she tried to make a comeback fight, and the terrible part was like was coming back against Amanda Nunes, and nobody knew who she was except for people that were actually watching it, knew how much of a beast Amanda Nunes was. And Amanda Nunes kind of, she was a champion too, so that was kind of the crappy part. But also the good part was like the fight itself brought more fans for like Amanda Nunes and stuff like that. So, which Amanda Nunes is awesome, and she be knocking people out. You know what I mean? And I already knew. I was like, oh man, she should have at least had a tune-up fight, like or something, like fought somebody lower in the ranks to like not necessarily get warmed up, but you know, to have an easier time than the women's champion of the world, and you know, or have some kind of expedition or something. But they threw her right back in the fire against the one of the greatest female fighters of all time, especially in Amanda Nunes. And she got starched, and everybody was getting starched by Amanda at this time. So it was unfortunate. And people were like, "Oh yeah, she was whatever," but you know, when you say that kind of stuff, you're discrediting some of the women that have beat her. So I think Misha Tate, she beat Holly Holm after Holly Holm beat Ronda Rousey, which was one of the greatest comebacks for a woman in martial arts. So Misha Tate's a beast too, and you know, there's no discredit to her. She worked her butt off, developed a game plan, and took home the victory and got the belt against somebody that beat the woman that she couldn't beat. She never beat, you know, and stuff like that. So, but all the same, it's freaking awesome. You know, she'll go down as one of the greatest women's too. And unfortunately, I think because of a lot of these like downfall videos and like people, they just love to hate, right? It's drama, and they don't give Ronda Rousey the credit that is due for her and the way she helped that the sport evolve, especially for women. And you know, it is what it is. People aren't going to agree with this. I don't care. But that's just what I've seen, right? And she dedicated quite a bit to the sport, especially for being the first woman to be on that status of, I would say, a superstar level, right? And she might not even be put in the Hall of Fame. I'm guessing if people's opinions are swayed by that. I guess I don't know how they put people in their Hall of Fame. I'd have to look it up. I don't know if it's the same like as the football where they have to vote for people to get in there or whatever. They have like certain people that vote. I don't remember. I stopped watching football a long time ago. I just watch the stats now. But anyways, it just, you know, drama like that. So me personally, I've stayed away from those things. I don't watch any YouTube channels that do it, and so unfortunately, like some of the political ones that I used to like, you know, they were pretty cordial at first, and then all of a sudden they got out, and they're like, it really became like slanderous, right? They speak out about slander against their political party, which I liked, and like, you know, you call that stuff out, but you turn around and you start slandering other people for whatever, trying to be funny, trying to win brownie points with your fan base and stuff like that, and being exactly what you were trying to say that you don't like saying towards your side and stuff like that. I can't support that, and I can't watch it, even if it's like something that I totally believe in politically. At the moment, at least, I can't do it. You know, like, no, this stuff right here is not what I like, and that stuff's gonna make us regress. That's gonna make people not go towards that stuff. And I'm not on a certain political side or spectrum or anything like that. If you see some BS going on, I tend to gravitate away from it. And those type of actions I can't condone, and because I didn't condone the other side to act like that, I don't condone this other side to do it, right? I don't condone anybody to be like that, be a hypocrite in that respect, I guess. And you talk about giving and receiving respect, and then you go and do that. You're just disrespecting people. It's not a good it's not a good thing to see. So it's not a good sight, and total polar opposite of what you're conveying to people. And whether or not they care or not, which they totally don't care, because they're so big on the YouTubes or whatever platform. Obviously, a lot of people agree with them, which is fine, because that's their right. Everybody can do whatever they want. You can decide to listen to certain people or not. But I also don't, people shouldn't be getting killed for it neither, which sucks. That Charlie Kirk thing, getting killed just in public debates. After that, I've seen a lot of people having videos, and they're like, this is what he said. And they pull out a bunch of clips and take them out of context and stuff like that. And it's like, I seen that whole clip, and you clearly took that out of context. And they're like, oh, you're a racist if you whatever, this, that. And it's like, how about this? You post the whole clip and in the context in which he was saying some of those things, and we'll see how racist it actually is, right? And, whatever, because either side, they can take things out of context, and they do, and it sucks, and it's misleading, and people, I personally don't think people need to be following people that are going to do that. We don't like the media doing it. Why are we doing this for people that are now influencers? So if they're influencers and they're doing that, they're taking shit out of context, did you not see what the media is facing for doing that stuff? Oh no, they just don't talk about it, and they'll forget about it because, that's people are dumb or something. That's how they think. They're gonna tell you something, they get called out on it and showed the factual things, and then they just don't address it. They just keep going on pushing their narrative type stuff. That's what I don't like. That's why I don't like a lot of traditional media. I was watching this. I can't remember which media outlet it was. It might have been CNN or something. You should know better, I guess. But with my fiance's dad, and because they're on a certain side, which is fine. They're great people and they're awesome. It's just I don't, like I said, I don't get on sides and stuff like that. And the newscaster was saying some stuff that was totally it's just a lie, a blatant lie. And all I said was if they're gonna want people on their sides, they gotta stop pushing false narratives, creating some fake things, saying people are actually this when they're not. When you're a newscaster like that, you're in a position where people are gonna take your information at face value, whether it's correct or not. And when you're in that position, that's you're supposed to be more correct. You're supposed to be covering these things factually, not personally, not emotionally, and not falsely, a false narrative. Because a lot of people are going to hear that and then take it at face value. To me, that would be more acceptable as an influencer, because you're not totally read up on it. You don't really look into it. You just create some narratives. But, it is what it is. That's just personal opinion. So I cut a lot of those things out of my life, and I watch fights and BJJ and stuff like that, and really cool things that I'm interested in. And I don't know, I still come across some of that stuff, and even if I'm not following them anymore, then I'll still see content from them, which is whatever. I don't think it truly ever stops, but I just, like I said, I just can't follow it. Sometimes I'll watch in a video and see if the person themselves has changed, and sometimes you'll see that I'll see these Call of Duty ones where they're just like pooping on it or whatever, and then if you like it, then you're a piece of shit too, and whatever. And it's like, oh, whatever. This guy's still on his clickbait stuff and being like, if you don't, whatever, then you're whatever, you know. So, is what it is. While simultaneously buying the fucking game and shit, just to shit on it, right? Talk crap and make things up and say whatever. It's like, if you truly didn't like it, you know, why'd you buy it? Just because that's where all their content's coming from. That's why, just the bad mouth it. You know, like clearly you like it to some degree for you to keep buying it just to do it. Because if you truly didn't like it, you wouldn't put yourself through torture to play the freaking thing. So I would definitely like get my money back right away. Like I'd be like, oh crap, I played it for an hour. It's total crap. Yeah, I got my money back. End of story. It was overall terrible. Not play the whole time and while sitting there talking about all these sweaty tryhards and they suck, and then like you're posting gameplay of some pretty decent gameplay or whatever, and you know, be like, I don't feel like MLG stuff, and it's like, dude, shut up. That doesn't even tell why the game sucks. That just doesn't make any sense. That just means there's a lot of people that play and that are better than you, and they're like, oh, well, there's like people that are at the beta's doing so bad compared to whatever. It's like, oh, that's fine. Like that also explains why you're facing more tryhards, I guess, because if there's a lot of less people who are interested in Call of Duty or something, or Battlefield, that means the more skilled ones who love it, who play it all the time and probably get it every year, they're the ones on there. That's why you're getting your ass kicked, you know. Like I get beat, I move on with my life. I don't care. It's a game, you know. I'll go till the next match. I might have a good game. I might have a really good game. So, but I don't know. My personal opinion, I like Black Ops 7. So if you like Call of Duty, you know, you might like it too. The double jumping is kind of weird. Excuse me, but it's what it is. I had a pleasant time. The new zombies, free roam zombie thing, was really fun. I like it. Played it for a couple hours last night. I had like over 40 something odd pickups, revives. We successfully exfil and stuff like that. But it was like I played with randoms and they just kept going down. I think it might have been their first time. So shout out to whoever I picked up 47 times or whatever it was, dang near 50. I'm like, holy cow, that's going to give me a lot of XP. So I think I was a little over an hour and a half. And, you know, it was fun. It was fun running around, didn't talk to them. None of them had their mics on, which is fine. They're probably just, you know, enjoying the game just like I was. So, but then I recommend the zombies. I always like the zombies. And the multiplayer, like I said, I only played hardcore though. And I had fun. The maps were nice. It was a nice change of pace, and I don't know. I got whooped up on a few matches. I whooped up on people in a few matches, and it felt pretty smooth. It felt smooth, it looked good, and you know, I didn't buy it. I just got Game Pass. So if you got Game Pass, you can play it for free and form your own personal opinions. Me personally, I don't like to go off of reviews too much anymore. If I'm interested in the game, I tend to just go and play it myself and form my own opinion on it. And as it should be, right? Sometimes you'll just get some weird bias thing because somebody just wants to create drama and get views, and they do it every year when, like a franchise that releases games every year, keeps releasing them, and you know, they just continue to just hate on it, and you know, and a lot of it is just because they suck at the game, and some of them they're pretty decent players, they're probably better than me, but they have an hard time because they get some matches that they just get sucked up in and stuff like that. So, which is, you know, is what it is. I know some of them, they said they proved that it was like that, but I don't know. Sometimes my aim sucks too, and sometimes I don't want to be like, oh, it's because I just had a bad game or something, which is sometimes the case. And yeah, I just whatever, move on. You don't like it, just don't get the thing. Just don't get the darn thing. Yeah, I hope everybody has a great one. Try to stay away from that drama if you hate drama, if that's something you like, and whatever. Obviously, do whatever you want because that's on you. But before you get any kind of opinions on things, I always advise that you go out there and figure it out for yourself and don't take somebody's words at face value, because sometimes it's not the correct information being correlated to you and things like that. And just to me, I put myself in the situation like if I was those people and people were being, I guess, not like, I guess that is slander, right? If you sit there and lie and make up some false stories about people who are public figures, which they can do because legally they can just take the information. But when they create fake information about you, to me that's a form of slander, right? Which is, you're discrediting people, and sometimes, like, because you weren't there, you don't know a lot of these situations, and you go to their haters, and their haters can say whatever they want to say about the person, right? But sometimes that gives these people no notoriety, so that's why they do it. So, but it is what it is. I hope everybody has a great one. Until next time, have a good one, guys. Peace.